Hi, Cancer. This is Just with your July 1st to the 15th, 2017 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day today. So, Cancer, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all you July Cancers out there. And for the June born Cancers, happy early or belated birthday. Scratch the early. Happy belated birthday for all of the Cancers that celebrated in June. So now, Cancer, for those of you that are the boss, the supervisor, the hirer, and the firer at the workplace, it looks like some of you have had to make some really tough decisions this week, or will have to. Okay, have had to, or will have to make some tough decisions. Looks like some of you are going to have to cut the budget or do some reconciliation. So you may have had to let 3 people go. Okay. And it's like you may have had to replace 1 with 3. So you let 1 person go and you hired someone. Some of you have let 1 person go and hired someone. Or there was 3 people let go and then 1 person was hired. Okay. Is what I see here. And it's all to balance out the books is what it looks like to me. So some heavy decisions had to be made for some of you Cancers that own your own business, but you have a staff, or, you know, you are the last say in you know, the hiring and firing at the workplace. So yeah, I do see a little bit of heaviness going on here. It looks like some of you are left a job, and as soon as you left a job, well, let me say this. Most of you that can relate to this, you were let go from a job, right? So you were let go, and as soon as you were let go, you got a new opportunity. Okay. And although you have felt badly about the way that things ended with that job, the way that they handled the situation, that sort of thing, this new opportunity for some of you that can relate to this is going to be really beneficial for you. The people are really going to like your work. And as a result, either you're going to be working on commission. And so the more work you put in, the more money you're going to make. It's going to be more money than you've made before. Okay. And again, you will be appreciated either by your efforts, or, you know, work put in is what you put in is what you're going to get out, or just you'll be able to get promotions and you'll be able to go up the ladder as you continue with this company. So I do see growth. But in your mind, you're still thinking about, you know, how wronged you were done by this previous, you know, job circumstance situation. But, you know, with this new opportunity, I do see a healing, and you may have a manager who is a woman who is very supportive of you and who you have a really good rapport with. It looks like there's going to be possibly a little bit of time before you can actually start the job. There even may be some confusion as to when you start. Like, you have the job, you've had to come in and perhaps put on a presentation, show your level, your skill set, the work that you do, audition, whatever type of work that you do, because I do see some people are like in the public eye, or they do creative works, right? And so they have some level of artisticness, and with that, there's still going to be some delay before you can actually start. Okay. It looks good. They like you, but again, getting that actual start date may be a bit of a challenge, or just not clear right now. As we get throughout July, you may still be feeling like, I don't know when I'm going to start. They still haven't gotten back to me yet. They said this day, but it's not really clear. So there's some unclear things about, either you made the cut, we want you, or, your start date. Now, what can't be changed is that you guys are pretty grounded this month. I feel like a lot of you are being very practical. Cancer men are being very veering on more of their feminine and sensitive side. So you're more attuned with yourself. Your mothers may be very important to a lot of you this particular 2 weeks. Okay. And it may take a practical way of thinking in order for some of you to come to some form of a decision, or to make a decision. Okay. Now the advice is that some of you may feel like you're stuck. Some of you may feel like you're in a situation that you kind of can't get out of, or you may feel like, how do I get out of a situation? you may have to help someone get out of something. So it may not be you, maybe you witnessing someone in a situation where they can't get out of, and you may need to, provide intervention for them. That sort of thing is kind of what I see here. So being there for other people, I feel, will be good because you guys will be practical and level-headed enough to aid others in need. And I feel if some of you are going through that, there may be someone there to do the same for you guys. Okay. And it could be your mother, it could be a woman. It most likely will be a woman, that will give you some sound and very practical advice. Now, what else is there? Overall, for those of you who are working, because not everyone is, and so your situation isn't necessarily going to change, but for those of you that's working, you may find, and you have like a client-based business, that sort of thing, you may lose or may have lost 3 clients. Okay. You may feel like you took a loss, but I feel like this is in the past, but it's now affecting your bottom line now. So if you work in commission, it may have happened last month, 2 months ago, but now you're receiving the monies or the revenue from that loss. And that may be a bit of a disappointment, upset. Okay. Even though for the most part, you guys are okay. Is what it looks like to me. Money for some of you, I'll say, is really good. Family, I feel, is really good as well. Home is where the heart is going to be. You guys are really going to want to spend time with people that you know. There's going to be a mixed bag because you're going to have some family and friends that just are really good for your soul, right? And you'll just know that. But then some of you may be having, you may be fine financially, but then your love life sucks, right? You can't let go of this one person. You can't leave this situation alone. You can't get over something that has happened, although there's healing happening through that process of feeling down, feeling, like the situation is hopeless, and going through that. The people around you, the love that you still have from people, working, feeding yourself through life successes and accomplishing your goals, that's helping you heal. But it's going to take some time for some of you, and you may have those peaks and valley moments of feeling like you're not really sure. You have your up days, like you're optimistic, or maybe overtly optimistic, fantasizing, feeling a bit delusional about a particular person, making them out to be better than what they were, or just justifying everything about them, and feeling and having a sense of idealism about a particular person. And some of you, because you're at the standstill period, like I'm talking about the singles, cancers now, because you're at this standstill period as far as your emotional and love life. But again, like I said, work and all that stuff is doing fine. You may find, and you're very much a magnet, like you're easily attracting people, ladies and men. And the men may be attracting women that are equally attractive, right? Women that are aggressive. So men may not have a problem, or they may not have to put much work in these 2 weeks, so they may found that that's been true for them, that women just seem to come, like all they have to do is just make one effort and it's a flock, or it's just very bold and aggressive women that come their way that you guys seem to be attracting. And Cancer ladies, you seem to omit this assertiveness about yourself and mystique that, again, brings a lot of attention. But I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of like stepping back, even though you're single and available, and sifting through, like I said, those emotions. But again, there's this one particular person that you're trying to sift through your emotions, that you're having those thoughts of grandeur at times. And with the thoughts of that person, you could call that person in. And if not, then you'll be calling in another person, someone else coming in. So you may find yourself, not knowing what to do. If it's somebody new, like you may like them, but then you're not really sure, like, do I want to keep this going on? Do I not? You may be up, down, up, down. It's pretty much what I see for a lot of single cancers. Up, down, up, down. And I also wanted to point out that some Cancer men, and this was in the past, you kind of got to let go of, and then the person kind of reached back out again, only to be another form of a disappointment to you. And the situation is hopeless. Like, you broke up with somebody, then you guys tried to reconcile. They either tried to come back again, and you tried to. This person and you either may work together. Okay, it could be like a family-run business, that sort of thing. The person works with you. or you work for their family, that sort of thing, and you know that it's hopeless. You know that this situation just doesn't have legs, but you kind of can't disconnect because you feel like there's a soul connection here, like this person is your soulmate, but you guys are very much opposites. You're on two different opposite spectrums of earth. Like, you're very much wanting to heal and nurture and give and care and worry for yourself and others, and that person is very self-focused, very forward thinking, they have no worry about every little detail in the emotion. They're not an emotional person. They're very much a physical, need to go person and self-focused person. Okay. So there's just these differences between the two of you. Now, for couples, people that's in relationships, there could have been some shakeup in a relationship. I don't feel like clearly if you're in a relationship and you didn't get a divorce, that sort of thing, or you didn't break up, then clearly there could have just been some type of shift change. It could have been something as simple as your mate left a job because they got another job. Okay. And it didn't happen as quickly. So there could have been your mate feeling a bit detached, or not feeling like they feel secure because, again, they don't have that finance. So you guys were dealing with this loss, and it could have been a loss of any kind. It doesn't have to be a job loss, but there was some form of a loss. Okay. But in that loss, your mate has done some transforming and changing and trying to get on the other side of things. And so you also, as the empath that Cancers are, right, you absorb that energy from your mate, and you feel a bit of, you're also going through that loss with your mate, whatever that loss could be. And it could be you going through that, and your mate is experiencing that with you as well. And I feel like you're working really hard to try to kind of make life as normal for them and yourself as possible. And just trying to continue to work and be everything you can be. Be everything you can be with your family. Be everything you can be at work. Just be everything that you can be. But mentally, you are definitely going through. All right. And if it's not, again, your mate going through, then it's you. And it could be both of you guys for separate reasons why you're going through. And I feel like there's going to be some form of transformation. And no, I don't have the death card here, but there's going to be like some enlightenment, some type of healing that comes from this whole thing, this whole realm that you're in. It will be some type of healing, some type of newness, like something is changing, and through that change you go through your mourning, you go through your sorrow, you go through your disappointment, you go through your loss, and then you get on the other side. So right now some of you are experiencing that chrysalis, and you will be getting into your butterfly stage. It's going to take a bit of time, and that's why some of your mental states are feeling very stuck, as if you're doing everything that you can do possible. So you're doing your day-to-day chores in life and everything, and just, again, trying to be everything to everyone. But you would love to just say, okay, I want to press a button and get on the other side of this, or I want to go back to a time before I had to deal with this, or I just wish this wasn't even the case. And it's just not the reality. Like, you have to go through these steps and these energies that you're going through now. And I feel like at the latter part of the second week, or into the second week, you're going to feel like you can't necessarily, like you can't move things forward fast enough. Either this loss is not resolving fast enough. The healing isn't happening fast enough. You're going to have to kind of like let things be. So if your mate is a bit restless, you're going to have to not necessarily take on their energy, but try to release. You try your best to just try to release as much as you can, because there's going to have to be a letting go of something in order to kind of gain a sense of clarity, a sense of understanding, if that makes any sense. But even in that time of things not necessarily moving forward, you're going to find out that you're going to become emotionally overwhelmed at times, right? Because, again, you want result, you want resolve, and you may not get it. But just as when you're feeling like it's a lot coming at me and I don't know which direction, I don't know what's true, what's not, what's best, what's not, there's going to be something is going to come in. Okay, so if your mate lost their job, something will come in. If there was some form of a loss and that sort of thing, there's going to be some calming of the emotional turmoil up and down, and things are going to come in. So some new beginning will start out of a loss or into something else. And for all of you, that will be different. So that's what I have for you guys for your first 2 weeks of July. Again, happy birthday to the July born Cancers, and happy belated to the June born Cancers. And so I hope that you guys are enjoying your birthday time. And if you would like to share with us how this reading resonates with you, please do so in the comment section below. If you would like a personal counsel with me, I can be reached in the information in the below section, I believe in the beginning of this video as well as the end. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Cancer.